Have you ever listened to a story that engaged you, it entertained you, but it failed to enlighten you? Unfortunately, far too many people are telling stories today that do just that. They may be entertaining, humorous, fun stories to listen to. They may grab your attention, but in the end, they're just stories. Unfortunately, I'm too guilty of this myself. Far too often I've given stories that people liked, but in the end they don't remember because I didn't give them a message they could take and use to change the way they think, feel, or act. Chances are if you've given stories, you've experienced the same result. Well, fortunately, due to a meeting I attended this week at the National Speakers Association, I have 6 words that can change the impact of your stories. Hi, I'm Michael Davis of Speaking CPR. The 6 words that I learned came from Doug Stevenson. Now, if you don't know Doug's name, I highly recommend you check out his information. Go to his website. It's Doug Stevenson, spelled with a V, Stevnson. Now, I'm a speech coach and a storytelling coach. I have excellent coaches who've taught me this skill. But I got to say that Doug is probably the best storytelling coach in the speaking business. And what makes him unique is his acting and theatrical background. When Doug tells a story, it's not a story, it's an experience. You feel like you're right there with him. And I realize that much of what I've learned from my coaches and mentors, some of it probably came from Doug, and that's okay. The best coaches take great ideas that they've heard, put their own spin on it, and pass on that knowledge. So what are these 6 magical words that Doug shared with me that I highly recommend you use? The words are, and the lesson I learned is, and the lesson I learned is. Those are the 6 words that you should be using at the end of your story. For example, one of my most popular stories is what I call the Patty story. It's a tale of one of my earliest speech coaching clients. And the short version of it is she came to me in distress. She had to give this speech and she was nervous. She was scared to death that she was going to make a fool of herself and her foundation. Well, in the end, she does a terrific job. She not only gets a standing ovation, which is nice for the ego, but ultimately the reason we speak is to have an impact. She got people donating checks and time to her foundation. It made a huge impact. And since then, she's gone on to literally raise millions of dollars for nonprofit and charitable organizations in our community. So it's a great story. But what I've typically failed to do is give one lesson that people can take away. Well, no more. Now, I'm still working on it, but there are several lessons that could be people could walk away with after hearing Patty's story. It could be about the value of coaching. I'm not so sure about that one yet. I haven't found the right phrases. Now, another message I'm considering is the idea of jump and trust your wings will appear on the way down. Now, the truth is, that's not my message. That's Patty's. That was actually the theme of her entire speech. I'm considering using it while giving her full credit because it was her idea. But it could be a powerful message to pass on to individuals, entrepreneurs, for example, who are struggling with making decisions on whether or not to go into business. The main message that I want to work on right now for that story, though, is all about focus. See, Patty's big challenge was she was diffused. She had too many ideas that go into her speech. And ultimately, we got her narrowed down, focused on one central idea. And once she got that, it created a huge impact for her foundation. So my preliminary message for her story now is focus will make you money. I found that to be true in the speaking world, in the selling world, even in the financial planning world when I was doing that. So focus will make you money. But it's all because Doug Stevenson challenged us this week at the NSA meeting and gave us these 6 words that virtually none of us are using at the end of our stories. Now, to go a little deeper with this, if you want the full impact, what Doug will do is say, and the lesson I learned is, he gives the lesson, then he challenges the audience by saying, how about you? So in my case, I might say, focus will make you money. How about you? Are you laser focused on your industry or on your business so that you are working specifically with the right people to give them the right message so that you can sell your idea? What I'm doing there is I'm challenging the audience to get focused. And then I can close out again. See, what I'm doing is I'm setting up the lesson I learned. Focus will make you money. Putting it back on the audience to challenge them to be more focused in what they're doing, and then close it back out with focus will make you money. So there are 6 magical words that can turn your story from entertainment into enlightenment. Those 6 words are, and the lesson I learned is. Try this with your next story. Then follow up with a challenge to the audience. Close out with the lesson you've learned, and the impact of your story will increase manyfold. I look forward to speaking with you in our next tip.